Have you ever felt that immense, almost crushing pressure to be absolutely everything for someone else? To be perfect, unbreakable, even when, well, inside you're kind of crumbling, feeling stretched thin. Maybe you felt like you had to hide your true struggles, just plaster on a smile and perform. If that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. Okay, let's unpack this. Today on the deep dive, our mission is to explore one of the most, I think, profound and universally relatable concepts, what it really means to be only human. Especially in a world that often relentlessly demands superhuman efforts from us. We're diving deep into the lyrics from the song AMH, Only Human. They're raw, honest, incredibly resonant. And these lyrics, they give us this startlingly clear look at that internal conflict, right, between the strength we project outwards and the vulnerability we all possess secretly, or maybe not so secretly. It really is a powerful anthem for anyone who's felt that kind of internal tug of war.
It really is, and that's precisely why these lyrics are such a rich source for a deep dive like this. We're going to peel back the layers here, the pressure, the intricate active performance we sometimes engage in, and then confront that ultimate kind of undeniable truth of our human limitations. We'll explore not just what the song is saying, but why these ideas resonate so deeply with so many of us and what it truly means to maybe not just accept, but wholeheartedly embrace our human nature. Especially in a society that's constantly pushing us, to be more, do more, maybe even feel less sometimes. It's really about finding strength in our authentic selves, imperfections and all.
That's a fantastic way to frame it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so kicking us off, the song just throws us right into this immense burden, this burden of performance, the relentless pursuit of, well, perfection. You hear those lines like, I can hold my breath, I can bite my tongue, I can stay awake for days if that's what you want, be a number one.
Yeah.
Wow. It's an almost aggressive display of endurance, isn't it? What kind of pressure are these lyrics immediately showing us about the expectations we face?
Yeah, it really lays bare this pervasive societal expectation, almost this stoic resilience, constant achievement. These lines speak to the incredible lengths we go to, don't they? Physically, mentally, just to meet external demands. To be number one, the ideal, the one who never ever falters. It's about suppressing our natural human responses, fatigue, discomfort, even disagreement, all in service of what we perceive someone else needs or expects. It's not just about doing well, it's about being perpetually on, perfectly aligned with someone else's idea of success.
Right, being on. And it's not just physical endurance, is it? The lyrics also seem to hint at a massive amount of emotional labor. Because it goes further, saying, I can fake a smile, I can force a laugh, I can dance and play the part, if that's what you ask.
Yeah.
That idea of faking a smile or playing a part, it feels almost universal. From a psychological view, what's really going on when we engage in that kind of, what did you call it, impression management? What's the real cost of that emotional performance?
That's a great term for it, impression management. And yes, we're often doing it, subconsciously or consciously. We construct this social self that we think aligns with external expectations. It's a performance, really, designed to get a specific response from others, approval, acceptance, or sometimes just to avoid conflict. Now, it can be adaptive, in moderation, like in professional settings.
Good.
But the lyrics highlight when it becomes maladaptive, when it creates this significant cognitive dissonance between our true internal state and our outward performance. It's incredibly exhausting.
Yeah.
Because you're essentially maintaining two different realities at the same time, constantly monitoring your authentic self, then adjusting how you appear. And over time, that can really erode your sense of self, your identity. It makes genuine connection incredibly difficult, too.
It sounds like a constant and very costly negotiation with ourselves. And then the song uses that machine metaphor so explicitly. I can turn it on, be good machine. It really underscores this expectation, doesn't it? What happens to us psychologically when we try to operate like these? Perfect, efficient, always on entities, without human error or emotion.
It's almost dehumanizing, isn't it? That expectation. When we strive to be a good machine, we're basically attempting to bypass our natural human needs for rest, connection, emotional processing. Society, or even, personal relationships, can inadvertently push us towards the state. Continuous productivity, emotional neutrality. And the lyrics capture the immense psychological toll perfectly, trying to hold the weight of worlds, metaphorically, the burdens and expectations of others, and simultaneously trying to be your everything for someone. It's an impossible standard for anyone to maintain.
Impossible.
And it often leads to something called imposter syndrome, where even if you achieve things you constantly fear being exposed as a fraud because you know that machine persona isn't really you.
It really is an impossible standard.
Yeah.
And to keep up with it, there's that repeated phrase, almost like a mantra, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. And later it adds, I'll get through it. It highlights not just the sheer determination, but maybe a touch of self-deception, a way to convince yourself you can sustain this unsustainable thing. What's the psychological mechanism there when we give ourselves that kind of pep talk, even when we're running on empty?
Yeah, that internal monologue is fascinating, isn't it? On one hand, it's a coping mechanism. It's self-talk to rally our depleted resources. And it can be adaptive, in short bursts, helping us push through a difficult moment.
Right, like for a deadline or something.
Exactly. But when it's a constant refrain, facing persistent, unrealistic demands, then it becomes a form of self-deception. We're essentially trying to intellectually override our bodies and minds' very clear signals of distress.
Ignoring the warning signs.
Pretty much. It creates this cognitive bias where we cling to the belief that sheer willpower alone can overcome fundamental human limits. And this can be particularly dangerous because it stops us from seeking help or setting boundaries or even just acknowledging our needs because we believe we should be able to do it or get through it forever.
But this relentless push, however determined, it has an inevitable endpoint, right? Because eventually that impossible ideal crashes into a very undeniable reality, which the song just articulates so powerfully. But I'm only human and I bleed when I fall down. I'm only human and I crash and I break down. This feels like the core revelation, the moment of honesty that cuts through all the performance, the self-talk. It's the moment of ultimate vulnerability, a powerful reminder of our inherent fragility.
Absolutely. It's the moment the facade just shatters and the raw, unvarnished truth comes out. It's a powerful pivot, isn't it?
Okay.
From the aspirational, the I can do it, to the authentic, I bleed, the machine breaks down, not because it's faulty, but because it was never designed to run forever without maintenance.
And those images, bleeding when I fall down, crashing and breaking down, they're not subtle at all. They feel incredibly visceral, like metaphors for deep emotional and physical exhaustion. It feels like more than just a bad day or a stumble. What's the deeper psychological toll these images point to?
You're spot on. It's far beyond just a bad day. These aren't just poetic lines. They're potent symbols of what psychologists might call ego depletion, where our capacity for self-control, focus, decision-making, it's just completely exhausted.
Ego depletion, okay.
When we consistently override our natural warning signs, the eventual collapse isn't just physical tiredness.